Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
Okay, so the good, the bad, and the ugly. This week, the good. So every week I struggle a little bit. Some weeks it's real easy about good, bad, the ugly. Some weeks not so easy. Okay, so this week's going to be a little bit more on the humorous side, but there is some cool stuff and then there is some ugly stuff. So first off, I just want to wish and the good Mirror Protocol happy birthday. This is your birthday month. We had the privilege to meet with some of those guys when we did our 1-year anniversary in Vegas, and it was a lot of fun to hang out with. It's nice to see them last this long, and you know, a year is a long time in crypto. As Kyle was and Caleb and I were kind of talking beforehand how long that is in the crypto world. So, congratulations on that. I had to give them a little bit of a shout out on the good. Yes. Today, though, we've been following Nobility for a really, really long time. So we're not going to get into Nobility right now, but I have to list them as good because I can't wait to see what Kyle's got going on. And
I hope it would make the rest of this really awkward.
It would really awkward. Like,
well, ugly.
We'll have to edit it out and put in some weird videos and stuff. But no, but there's some information Kyle has hinted to that he's going to share with us today. So I had to include that in the good because I'm excited for it. And we root for everyone, honestly, Kyle, but have some vested interest, maybe a little bit more in some projects just because of the amount of time we've spent following them. And your guys' is one of those. So I just had to include you in the good today. And, you know, I've been told it's always good to kind of suck up to the guests once in a while, too. So
it's working.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so the bad. This is where we're going to get a little bit of humorous because there is some stuff out there, and I don't like to send a lot of energy to the things that are bad, but this week's bad for me is basically, Holly won't agree with this for the record, but basically everything that happened in week 1 in the NFL. Like,
I disagree with that as well.
See, I kind of wondered. So who are you root for, Kyle?
Browns.
Oh. Well, so I'm proud of and happy for your team because as soon as the Chiefs lost, I was like, we need the Bengals to lose. We need the Bills to lose. I was really kind of wanting the Jets to lose, Miami to lose, the Chargers. It didn't all work out, but the Browns helped a lot by shutting down the Bengals. But can you guys agree that this last week 1 was probably one of the craziest week 1s that we've seen in a long time?
Yeah.
Yes. And to me, it's been kind of amazing because I feel like a lot of the teams that people were saying, they're for sure going to win, lost. Yeah. And they didn't just lose. Like, they lost in bad ways, like sucky ways, right?
Yeah.
So, like the Lions game. Yeah. I would have never.
We're not talking about that,
I loved it. I had so much fun.
I had the weirdest sneaky suspicion that that's how that game was going to go down. I felt like the Chiefs were way too overconfident, and the Lions were actually really good. Now, I was pretty proud of the way the defense played without Chris Jones, but it's just the Lions are going to be sneaky this year, I think, in a lot of aspects. And I don't think they played their best game either. So
no.
I will say, though. Oh, go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
The Chiefs didn't have Chris Jones, which is probably their best defensive player, and they didn't have Kelsey, and I feel like their whole offense revolves around him. So I think Patrick Mahomes didn't really know what to do because he didn't have his guy.
It's a little scary, though, because they're not going to have Kelsey forever. The dude's like 32 years old, 33 years old, and so they're going to have to figure out how to win without him at some point. But, you know.
I went to school with Travis Kelsey, and we were in the same business classes for a couple. He never went to class ever, but
that doesn't shock me.
Me neither. But I want to know: is he like as cool and funny as he seems?
He is awesome.
It's because he's like one person. Because he's always on my fantasy football team for the last 3 years. I think I've had him, and I even have him this season, but. he didn't play, so I didn't win last week, and I'm pretty pissed off about that. But I just his personality that you see on TV or on the internet is just so playful. I think it would be fun to hang out with him.
Yeah. I've never hung out with him personally, but I've like had classes with him or whatever in huge lecture halls. So he would be like way in the back with all the rest of the football guys. Yep. But you can hear him all the way from the front. So, but
it does not surprise
like awesome
me.
guy.
Yeah, him and his brother have that podcast called College Heights, which is, if you want to really know his personality, check out a couple episodes of that because it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's funny, yeah.
But and really, the only reason I bring this up as the bad is because we had Dan with the FS Mafia on a couple weeks ago, and all I could think about was like the prop bets that he must have had, and I wondered how that worked out for everybody because it was just a crazy week. So
yeah.
But so let's get into the ugly, and then we're going to get to Kyle. But this week I came across a few things that I would consider to be ugly, but the one I'm going to touch base on this week has to go back to FTX. So they just got permission from the court to liquidate $3.4 billion worth of crypto assets. So in that, and this isn't all of them, but you have Solana, you have Bitcoin, you have ETH, you have XRP. It looks like to me that they're going to end up selling all of those. So it's going to take a while to recover from losing $3.9 billion in the market. The only reason why it doesn't have me more upset is because anybody who's been paying attention, I think, may have an opportunity to get in at a very, very nice entry point. But I also don't know how much money is in each one. You know what I mean? So it could be like they have a ton of Bitcoin and very little of anything else. I don't know exactly how those numbers break down. But it hasn't had any effect as recording time now on, I have not seen huge dips in anything. So obviously I don't think they've sold anything yet. They just received permission. But just really when I kind of thought I knew we would never not hear more about them. But just when I kind of thought that we could get past that and move on, here it is back at the forefront. And we're going to have to see what this does to the markets over the next, I don't know, few days, few weeks, few months. I don't know when that sell is going to happen, but it looks like it's coming.
Why did it take this long for the courts to make them liquidate?
That was my question when I read that breaking news.
Yeah, so
I was like, why now?
What seems weird about that to me is that they had to give them permission. Like they wanted to do this and the courts were like, no. That's how it sounded like to me. And now they've come out and said, yes, okay, you can liquidate those assets. I really thought that would have happened all at the same time. So,
strange.
You know, Greg, our conspiracy theory guy, is not here today. But sometimes when things like this happen and you're talking about some of the legal loopholes that people have to jump through when it comes to this space, it makes me wonder if this is another aspect of where the rich are going to get richer, and we're just going to have to see how it plays out from here. But so this week when I saw that, I had to throw that in as the ugly. I'm done talking about it. I'm done hearing about it. But this probably won't be the last fight that we're going to have to fight in upholding the reputation of the space. It just seems like every time people kind of calm down and the confidence starts to build, then more news like this hits, and it's just, I don't know, makes for a long day.
Yeah, something else along those lines. I don't know if you guys saw it or are familiar with stake.com, but they also had one of their wallets hacked or something, some unauthorized transaction for like $1 million or something crazy. So there's another to the crypto market.
That was the ugly last week, as a matter of fact.
That was ugly last week,
yeah.
That's what I get for not watching.
Yeah, that's all right. And my own wife doesn't watch, so it's all good, man.